10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff. Go Falcon. Good hunting, IXPE.
Vehicle is pitching downrange.
Nominal first stage chamber pressures.
T plus 40 seconds into flight, successful liftoff of the Falcon 9 from Launch Complex 39A
Power and
at the Kennedy
nominal.
Space Center. We're carrying the IXPE satellite into an equatorial orbit, and we just throttled down the 9 Merlin 1D engines in preparation for the next event. That's the point of max Q, or maximum aerodynamic pressure. That coming up in about 10 seconds.
Vehicle is supersonic. Max Q.
So with that, we are through the highest stresses on the vehicle from the combination of our increasing velocity and the decreasing atmospheric density. Coming up next, the next event in about a minute will be MECO, that's main engine cutoff. We'll shut down those 9 Merlin 1D engines in preparation for the next event, stage separation. The first and second stages will separate, and then at about T plus 2 minutes, 44 seconds, we'll have SES-1, or second engine start number 1. That's where the Merlin vacuum engine on the second stage will ignite to carry the second stage and the IXPE payload into orbit. So again, those 3 events coming up in succession: MECO, main engine cutoff, followed by stage separation, and then SES-1. And this view, looking down on the Merlin 1D engines from the first stage, you can see the plume expanding as the atmospheric density drops off, so we get higher and higher in our atmosphere.
First stage engine cutoff.
Stage separation confirmed.
And back ignition.
So those 3 events successful: main engine cutoff, stage separation. Left-hand side of your screen, you can see a view of the first stage deploying its grid fins, starting its recovery sequence. The second stage on the right-hand side of your screen, we've got a shot of the Merlin vacuum engine glowing as it continues its ignition to carry IXPE into orbit. Next major event coming up will be fairing deployment. At this point, the second stage...
Stage 2 on nominal trajectory.
The second stage is getting to a part of the atmosphere with very low density, so we don't need to carry those fairing halves anymore. We can jettison them back to planet Earth and then attempt to recover them. Again, both of them being new fairing halves flying for this mission.
Fairing separation confirmed.
There's confirmation of the fairing deploy, the IXPE satellite now getting directly exposed to the vacuum of space. And those fairing halves, again, will be attempting to recover those with our
Stage 1, entry burn startup.
So left-hand side of your screen, you can see the grid fins and you can see the plume from the entry burn. At this point, we are firing 3 of the Merlin 1D engines. And we're decelerating the first stage, but we're still going pretty fast. So as we're flying into the Earth's atmosphere, that soot is actually getting kicked back. Excuse me, the plume is getting kicked back.
Stage 1, entry burn, shutdown.
Onto the...
And back engine cutoff.
So shutdown of the Merlin vacuum engine. We've got landing burn startup on the first stage. Left-hand side of your screen is a shot from the drone ship.
Nominal
Stage 1, landing leg deploy.
And correction, that's a shot from the first stage. And on the right-hand side is a shot from the drone ship. We've deployed the landing legs, hopefully for a soft touchdown on Just Read the Instructions.
Stage 1, landing confirmed.
And that is a 97th successful recovery of a first stage on our drone ship named Just Read the Instructions. This particular first stage having scored 5 flights under its belt. Now the mission isn't over just yet. The second stage team will conduct checkouts of the vehicle. They'll extend a boom that holds 3 telescopes on the satellite, and then they'll start observing some of those astrophysical objects. The first one will be a supernova remnant, so the remains of a stellar explosion in the Cassiopeia constellation. It's an object that's about 11,000 light years from planet Earth.
And payload separation confirmed.
So there's confirmation of payload separation. The IXPE satellite floating away from Falcon 9's second stage to begin its 2-year mission to study some of the most energetic objects in the cosmos. And with that, it's going to end our webcast coverage for today. So we want to give a big thanks to NASA for entrusting us with today's mission, SpaceX's 5th NASA science mission to date and the second